Welcome, my friends, to the Spirituality, Healing, and Vision Quest podcast, where we're going to take a deep dive into universal spiritual principles and ground them in modern day practices that you can apply to your life today. Hi, my name is Beth Berkins, and I want you to know that I am really committed to simplifying ancient wisdom practices. I've been studying them for over 40 years now and inside of them, and I want to give you easy to understand, proven, and reliable keys that are going to unlock true sources of power and healing for you. You're going to walk away from this podcast with some practical tools to create that greater meaning and purpose, that larger purpose that your soul is calling you to. All right, so let's get going on the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Hello, my friend. Beth Berkins here. I am a teacher of shamanism, a shamanic healer, Vision Quest guide, and a best-selling author. And I am just thrilled to be here with you today. Thanks so much for hopping on to this podcast. In this episode, I want to talk with you and share with you one of the great methods of shamanic healing that is available to us today. This method is over 60,000 years old, as is shamanism, and it is something that has endured all of these years because it is so powerful, it is so effective for restoring energy, restoring life force, bringing healing to whether the person is a child or an adolescent or an adult or, in old age. It's called working with power animal helpers. And in shamanic cultures, it's known that every shaman, whether they're male or female, has their own power animal helper. And a power animal helper is a spiritual animal who lives in the hidden universe. Sometimes it could be in the shamanic upper world or the lower world. And this animal helper offers help to the shaman, offers empowerment, offers guidance, offers healing in some cases. Now, the native people in the Pacific Northwest, they talk about their spirit animals as power animals. That's really their term, where that comes from. And that word power, it doesn't mean, that is an animal as large as a buffalo or as huge as an eagle. It just means power refers to the knowledge the animal has, the wisdom, the capabilities to help that the animal has. And it freely shares these abilities with whoever the human companion may be. I like how my great shaman mentor, Michael Harner, talks about power animals in his wonderful book, The Way of the Shaman. He says, a power animal is a compassionate friend who willingly offers healing and problem solving to anyone who asks for it. And it's really invaluable to know who your animal helper, your animal ally is in your life. We've all got these helpers. They've helped us through, think about your childhood, the illnesses you may have gone through, near misses, the rigors of childhood. Oh my gosh. The power animal is said to create a kind of spiritual immune defense system around us. And that defense system, helps to keep out other people's negativity, other people's, judgments, and also keeps away illness. the animal really empowers you, helps you to find your way through whatever life circumstances you may be involved in, whatever situations are happening for you. And, if a person starts to experience bad luck, or what we call in shamanism, repeated misfortune, shamans tell us that it may be that a power animal helper of this person has gotten lost, has drifted away. And this person would benefit from a healing method called power animal retrieval. So you might wonder, well, what is repeated misfortune? How does that show up? The Chinese call it bad luck. That's their term for it. In shamanism, we say, yeah, misfortune. You get up in the morning, you missed the alarm clock, you're now late, you're running to, get it all together. You run out the door, you stub your toe, you lock the door and you realize, oh my God, the keys are inside. I don't even have the car keys. You finally get all that together, you get to work, you run up to your office and you discover, your computer has crashed. It's being chronically ill as a child, having mishaps, one after another. You go to the wrong place to have your business meeting. It's changed and you didn't hear about that. Minor accidents like little fender benders or other things of that nature. You get the idea of repeated misfortune. So the power animal creates a kind of force field of protection around you. And it's really good. Shamans say it's really important to keep your power connections charged up in your life. Stay in contact with your animal. Dance your animal on a regular basis. So these days in modern culture, we go searching for power animals through, there's several different ways. We'll talk about those in a moment. But let's say through the shamanic journey work. We go on a shamanic journey. And, we're searching. Who is that animal? We don't grow up knowing this. We may have some intuition about it, but it's not part of the knowledge base in the culture. So in the beginning times, the animal-human relationships, things were really quite different. And the Inuit people up in Alaska and Canada, they have a hauntingly beautiful poem, I think, that captures the nature of our earliest relationships with animals. It's called Magic Words and More Magic Words. And it goes like this. It's in a beautiful book called Shaking the Pumpkin, Traditional Poetry of Indian North Americans. Jerome Rothenberg was the editor of this. It's a great book. So here we go, Magic Words. In the very earliest times, when both people and animals lived on Earth, a person could become an animal if he wanted to, and an animal could become a human being. Sometimes they were people, and sometimes animals, and there was no difference. All spoke the same language. That was the time when words were like magic. A human mind had mysterious powers. A word spoken by chance might have strange consequences. It would suddenly come alive, and what people wanted to happen could happen. All you had to do was say it. Nobody could explain this. That's the way it was. In the very earliest time, both people and animals lived on Earth. A person could become an animal if she wanted to, and an animal could become a human being. It's a beautiful poem. So you're probably wondering, well, who is my animal, and how do I get in touch with that animal? How do I discover who my power animal helper is. And I want to say to you, shamanism has been around for at least 60,000 years. And so there are many methods that have been created to help you discover who your animal helper is. And I expect you were drawn to this podcast because you have a longing to know this. Perhaps it's even a calling to develop this kind of relationship, spiritual relationship. Am I right? Now, you may not know who your power animal helper is, but your power animal knows who you are and is most likely waiting for you to call upon it. And this is just so exciting, I think. There are many ways you can reach out to your power animal and make a connection. I'm going to mention 3 or 4 of them. One is you can ask your power animal to come to you in a dream at night. You could do this tonight if you choose. And ask the animal to reveal itself to you in a dream. Another way is you can have a shaman retrieve your animal and in a shamanic journey, a healing session, bring it back to you, return it to you. And another method, of course, is you yourself could learn the shamanic journey method and go meet your power animal helper in the parallel universe, in that hidden universe, and make a connection that way. Or you can work with a rattle or a drum, holding the intention of calling the spirit animal to you, and it will come to you in this form of meditation. I'm going to suggest that you use the rattle or the drum method of calling the animal to you. If you don't have a drum or you don't have a rattle, you can make a rattle very simply, just with a bottle of vitamins. A lot of my clients have bottles of vitamins they bring to our sessions, or a bottle of aspirin. And as you shake it, it's a rattle. It's a good sound. And this method is much easier to do on your own. So if this speaks to you, that you'd like to work with a rattle and have me show you how to call upon that animal and draw it to you in this kind of meditation, let me show you. I have a beautiful ceremony, how to do this very simply and very beautifully. I'd like to email it to you. I have a beautiful Word document, and it will take you maybe 12, 14, 15 minutes for this ceremony to do this with yourself, with the animal. So when you complete the podcast here, at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be a Q&A box. And you can just type in that box your name and your email address and say, please send me the info, the ceremony, the rattle method of calling the power animal to me. And I'll email it over to you right away. So I know you will find this very beautiful, very powerful, and very moving. So I'm going to bring this podcast to a landing here. And before I go, I want to make an offer to you that if you'd like to take this work further, then from my heart to yours, let me offer you a breakthrough call. This is for you if you know you would really like some more support on your spiritual journey. You'd love to get some more clarity about the direction that you're moving in life. You'd like more information of, how do I find that inner compass? How do I find my greater purpose? There are some additional steps that you can take, a kind of blueprint I would be happy to share with you. And you don't have to have everything all figured out. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row to ask for my help. Just know that. You just, come as you are, because wherever you are, that's your entry point. And that is a perfect place to be. You couldn't be in a better place. just, sit with this for a second. Your inner knower knows. If you'd like a little more support, just go to the bottom of the screen when we complete this episode of the podcast, and there's a link that says free gift from Beth. Just click on that, and it'll take you right to my online calendar. Pick a perfect time, and it will alert me in my email box, and I'll get right back to you, and we'll have this time, usually an hour, 45 minutes if you don't have an hour, more if you need it. Just let me know. And again, this is for you if you would really like some more support at this point in your journey. Additional steps, action steps, I like to call them. All right. So, thank you for being with me here today. I have really enjoyed sharing this theme of power animal helpers with you. And I hope that you have found it, exciting and interesting and evocative, and that it spoke to your heart. All right. See you soon. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed recording it. So any questions, any comments, please feel free to connect with me personally on my website, bethbergens.com. And if you feel guided to, one thing that I do ask is for you to rate the podcast. This way we can reach way more people, and in that way impact more lives, of course. So with that, I'll see you on the next exciting Spirituality and Vision Quest podcast.